welcome to our new product launch for Estimate. Maybe if you can start by introducing yourself, your name, and what you do, your company or your title in the chat so that we can get to know each other whilst we let other people join in.
Good afternoon. Hi, my name is
Hello.
Priska Nyamtangira from Bumblebee Primary School in Harare.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, we wanted people to introduce by just typing their names on the chat. So if it's okay. Thank you and welcome to our launch. We're going to just do a bit of housekeeping before we start. So we would want you to keep your microphones muted so that we do not get distracted with background noise. Cameras are optional, so if you want us to see your lovely, beautiful face, it's okay. You can put it on, but we are not requiring everyone to do so. And we are going to have a Q&A chat for questions that we're going to answer at the end of the presentation. So you can keep the questions to the end for the Q&A, and then we will try our best to answer them. So we want to go through the presentation first, and then we can do the Q&A. And you can go ahead and put your name and your company where you're coming from on the chat so that we can always get in touch with you after the event. I don't know, maybe can you confirm that you can hear me clearly?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. So today's agenda, we're going to start with the opening introduction, which you're doing right now. And we're going to jump into the product solution framework. Then we're going to do a product showcase. We're going to talk about the future plans. Then we are going to head on to the interactive Q&A. And then we're going to be on time and end this event. So with the introduction, my name is Sandra. I am presenting, and I'm also looking forward to talk to you and also introducing this amazing product called Estimate. So I run a small company called Texolutely, and we're going to introduce that in the future. But we have the design studios. These are the people who developed Estimate. So B Design Studio is a UX design and web development agency in Zimbabwe. It's located in Bulawayo, and it does amazing work. And they exist to develop digital products for clients and projects that deserve attention. And Estimate is one of the products for B Design Studio. So you can follow them on their social media at B Design Studio. And then Texolutely, which my company is a tech PR company that is based in Zimbabwe, and we focus on IT management and tech PR. So our role in this is we are the public relation company for this product, and we are happy to do the product launch for Estimate. So we are going to jump into the solution framework. Okay, sorry about that. When a client asks you about a quotation and it gives you anxiety, so we'll be sending the links to these testimonials on these people's social so that you can also go and like and comment and interact with whatever that they say, because these are just summaries of Estimate. And without that, I'm going to ask Kim to talk about Estimate in detail. What is it about? Just an introduction so that you just understand exactly what Estimate is about. So over to you, Wadzi.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Evening, depending on where you are in the world. I am pleased to have you join us as we launch our first product as We Design Studio. So I'm just going to go ahead and share my presentation. Just a moment. Can you all see my screen? Sandra, can you confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay. So I'll start by talking about what is Estimate. We've been making a lot of noise about the product. It's a tool that we designed for tech professionals and freelancers to be able to estimate their project costs. So it's meant to be able to calculate your hourly rate, UI UX design costs, web development, and later on we're going to add app development and graphic design. So everything tech-based, we want to be a one-stop shop for all calculators that you need in your small business or in your freelance work. Who is it built for? Whether you're a creative, a designer, UI UX, or graphic design, visual design, all that, or you're managing a tech project, or if you're a developer, whether for mobile, game, web development, this product is for you. And also if you're running a small business, usually when you're running a small business, you are 10 departments in one. So this is one tool to make that less of a headache for you. Why should you use Estimate? What makes it different from what's already out there in the market? So one thing is we are a one-stop shop for all calculators. You don't have to have multiple tools that you use or multiple spreadsheets or, you know, just having things all over the place. You just come to Estimate and you get your quotations for your different clients. Another thing is that it's unbiased. What's currently on the market is that you have service providers who have a tool built specifically for their clients where you go in and get a quotation for you to use with them. This is unbiased and it's flexible. We've built it to be open to anyone who is building a tech product to be able to use it, not necessarily our clients as We Design Studio. And it is flexible in the sense that there are many approaches that people take to building a product, right? Let's say if it's a website that you're building, you can choose to use a CMS or you can choose to use some specific stack that you're using, and there are different costs that are associated with each approach. Now, Estimate allows you to add and remove expenses based on your type of situation. And then the third thing that makes us stand out is that we're built for the African market. Now, with the few tools that are out there, you'll find that they say, for example, what's your annual salary? Now, typically at least mostly in Zimbabwe, when you ask someone about their salary, they think more in terms of their monthly salary. Even when you join a company, they'll tell you you earn this much per month, not per year. So it's not really the language that we speak. So it's those little nuances that we have worked on to make sure that this product is relatable to people, to tech professionals and freelancers working from Africa, right? And also, this is a free product. We do not plan on making people pay licenses or anything to use it. It's free. It's a gift from us to the tech community. Now, how does Estimate work? I'm just going to switch screens and show you how Estimate works. Sandra, confirm you can see my Estimate screen?
Yes, we can.
All right. Okay. So we'll start by checking how to calculate the hourly rate, because you get a client saying, okay, what's your hourly rate? And usually you'd have to go back to the, and start calculating, doing research. How do you even start calculating that so that you can give a client a rate that's fair to you and to the client? So I'll just go ahead and open that. All right, so the first thing would be, how many hours do you work in a day? A typical work day, I'll just put 8 hours. How many days do you work in a week? I'll put 5. I'm assuming the role of a tech professional, right? Now, monthly salary. Now this is one thing that from our research, we realized that particularly freelancers, they do not think about paying themselves. It's all about, conducting your work and paying for whatever needs to be paid for, spending however you spend, but you don't really pay yourself a salary, which can be detrimental in the long term. So that's one thing you need to consider. How much do I want to earn from the work that I'm doing, right? So let's say I'm in Zimbabwe right now. Let's say I aim to earn $2,000 per month from the freelance work that I'm doing. And for my co-working space where I'm working, they want me to pay $100 per month. I take public transport, I use combis, and that's $1 to $2 a day. So in a month, I'll just put it at $50. Well, I use public transport, so I don't really have fuel and parking. Internet and calls, I'll just say I paid that $45, the Ethernet one, and then utility bills, if it's not already included in my co-working costs, that would come here, right? Let's say if you're working from home, that is an expense that you need to include as part of your operating costs. And I can always add, if there's one that's not listed, these are just the default ones, but I can always add or remove an expense as I wish. So as you can see, already on the right-hand side here, it has given me a summary of what my hourly rate should be. So now when I go to my client, I'm confident in saying, hey, my rate is $12.67 per hour. And I know it will be fair to me because I've already accounted for all the expenses that I might incur as a professional and the number of hours that I'm going to work in a typical work week. So that's how you calculate your hourly rate. Yeah, so, and then you can always feel free to support Estimate if you're done using the product. So I'll just try another calculator. So we're done with the hourly rate. Now I'm going to estimate the project. So as I mentioned at the beginning, we are going to also include app development and graphic design. For now, we have the UI UX design module and the web development module. So I'll start with UI UX design. Right. So you can always change your project type if it's not the one that you want to calculate for. So what is the name of your project? So let's say a client has approached me, they want a quotation for a product that they are building, and they need something to work with. So this can be a starting point for you. I'll just name the product Africa. And my hourly rate was, if I'm not mistaken, 12.67 from my earlier calculations. But if, let's say you go straight to this form and you don't know your hourly rate, you can always go ahead and calculate it, and then come insert it there. Now, this is a UI UX project. You have different licenses that you might need to pay for, or you might not. As I said, again, it's flexible. You can leave this blank. You can add tools as you see necessary. So, for example, let's say for prototyping software, I'm using Figma. I'm not sure how much it costs now, but I'll just put it at $20, right? And you're paying for some user testing tool for a couple of seats, that's $13. Those are the only expenses specific to this project, right? How many screens are you designing for? I'll just put it at 6 to 10 screens. So as you can see, I'm filling in the figures and the summary is showing on the right-hand side. So it's in real time. You can already see. Okay. How complex is this project? So by consulting with the client, you will have an idea of how big the scope is, and this has an effect on the final cost of the product. So, okay, let's say it's a moderate or intermediate. Okay. How many hours do you need to complete this project? Depending again on how complex it is, I'll just give it 50 hours to complete that project. And then how motivated you are about a project really matters in how much effort you put into it.
I am just going to share my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen.
A project name. And then the hourly rate, I'll put 12.67. Usually you need to register a domain if you're working on a website, unless if the client is doing that on their own. So again, this is customizable depending on your type of situation. Just put 150 over there. And let's say it's a bit of a big website. Let's put it at 16 to 21 to 20 pages. And it's a bit complex. It's an interactive dashboard. How many hours do you need to complete this website? So maybe if it's a dashboard, you would need a couple of weeks to work on it. I will just put it at 90 hours, right? And how enthusiastic? Well, and you can do it in less time, maybe in 60 hours. It will still justify the higher estimate because you're more experienced and you take less time. All right, so I think that summarizes my presentation of the product. So as I said, next we're going to have the module for app development and then for graphic design. All right, just go back to slideshow. Okay, Sandra, confirm you can see my presentation?
Yes, you're on future plans. You can go ahead.
Yes, yes. So these are the plans that we have for Estimate. Right now, we are here at the launch where we've shown you the 3 calculators we have, and we're going to add for app development, estimation, and graphic design. And then later, this is the 6-month timeline of what we have planned. We are going to be able to customize and send to yourself these estimates or download. Right now, that capability isn't there. And then later you'll be able to personalize it even further and save the multiple estimates to your account. So yeah, that's what we have. Over to you, Sandra.
Okay, thank you so much for that presentation. And once more, I want to just apologize for earlier. Whilst we're there, we want to go to the Q&A. I know all of you have questions that you'd want to ask. And I just want to let you know, guys, this is an MVP. This is the version 1. So there are going to be more features, as you can see. We are going to head on to the feedback and Q&A. So if you can see my screen, let me know. Let me know if you can see my screen,
Yeah.
Moadzi.
Yes.
Okay. So we would want to hear your feedback and also do the Q&A. using Menti as our tool for this. So if you can go to www.menti.com and you can enter the code for this particular feedback and QA, or you can just scan the QR code on screen and you can go to the questions. So I'm just going to wait and see if how many people would have joined. Just let me know with just putting thumbs up or just commenting with emojis on the chat. And then Tsitsi, you can let me know if we have about maybe 10 people, then we can start. Oh, sorry, you can actually hit the like button here and like laugh button so that I can see you on the page. Oh, yes. Oh, lovely. So we can wait for other people to join, just give them time. I understand maybe your browsers might be busy. So also just to say, if you have a tech product that you'd want to launch and help people talk about, don't forget to call us or contact us on Techsolutely whilst we wait on this. So short commercial break. Okay, should we go ahead with the responses? Okay, so we're going to go to question 1, and I'm just going to put this on 10 seconds. So kindly respond. Sorry. Kindly respond to your profession. Let me see which type of profession you are in. So feel free to type in which profession that you are in. We're sorry we don't have other, so anything that is closely related, what you want to do, what you've been doing will be much appreciated. Okay, I'm gonna give it another 10 more seconds, then we move to the next question. Okay, so we have 2 questions here. How would you rate Estimate, and how would you rate the overall design for Estimate? So you can go ahead and start putting from 1 to 5. You can rate as much as you want for each questions. Okay, so thank you all. The next question would be any improvements or additional features suggestion. So this is strictly for the product, because for the other one is the next question. So anything that you'd want to see on the product for V2, what you were hoping to see, you can just type in and we can see your responses. Yeah, if you're on this page. So I'm gonna put this in for a minute. So let us know if you're on this page. Oh yeah, the PDF invoice generator is actually a good feature. And also calculate in rands. Okay. You see there are international business people in the webinar today. Estimate and send to client feature. Yes, that's a very amazing one. It's a good feature to have. Useful functionalities to rate comparisons from different regions. Yes, totally agree. Oh, wow. Okay, for the question, we're going to have a Q&A at the end. So are you okay to hold on your question and then you can put it on the Q&A? Okay, we have 10 seconds left. If your questions are still coming. If you're still typing, you can put a thumbs up so that we can wait. If you're not, we can jump into the next question. Okay, we have one person who put a thumbs up, so we wait for your question, for your suggestion, sorry. Okay, so for the sake of time, we're going to also keep this open for the next 2 days. Yeah, text calculations is a good one. It's a good one. All right, so the next question would be any additional comments and suggestions for us. Yeah, so if there's any suggestions that you'd want us to, or any comments that you'd want us to do, maybe you wanted a physical launch with some goodies to eat, you can put it out there. The webinar, the time, anything, just suggestions that you might think of. Let us know. If you are commenting, just put a thumbs up or a heart so that we know that you have any suggestions and we can move on to the next page. I'm gonna give this 15 seconds. So because of the suggestions, you can always come back to our social media pages and just let us know. So we want to go into the Q&A so that we don't waste so much time on that. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the Q&A slide. So I think you can populate your questions, just put them, and then we can try to answer. On this segment, we're going to answer probably 5 questions for the sake of time. So let us know if you're ready, if you have a question. And I think there was a question from before about the data that you're using, if you had that, but if you hadn't, the person who wrote it in, please, can you kindly paste it here so that we can start answering that one. Wadzi, would you want to take over from here?
Why did you make the platform free? Good question. For us, it is sort of our social responsibility, if you will. Whilst we're also, tinkering with what we could possibly do and be as imaginative as we can be, we also give people something to use. Yeah, so we get users for free, I guess, and get data from that. But other than that, we do not plan on making it free. I mean, making it paid, look at what I'm saying, or making it paid. It's just something that we decided to make free from the onset. We didn't build it with monetization in mind. Sandra, can you remind me of the previous question? It was what data did we use?
Yes.
Okay. Right. So, firstly, I have been in the tech space for a while, and there have been conversations, particularly among entry-level tech professionals, whether it be developers or designers, where they still have questions. And I mentor a lot of designers who still come back to me and ask how to price whenever they are met with clients approaching them and they want assistance. Aside from that, so those conversations from those different communities, and we also did a survey, and we did user testing, which validated the fact that for sure this is important. And we had professionals. The professionals that we tested with are the ones that gave their inputs. So it was more feasibility testing. Yeah, it was qualitative, and that's what guided this. So as we go forward, I think as we gain traction, then we'll do a bit more quantitative so that we can cover the broader issues. Here we went a little bit, I think, specific, went depth first instead of breadth first. Okay, this question, can you use a parametric model to make the pricing more realistic and accurate? Complexity rating seems vague. Okay, that's a good suggestion, which we'll take into consideration. Yeah, thank you for that. Not sure if it was meant to be a question, but it seems like a suggestion to me. Who are our competitors? Right, so we do not have a direct competitor, if you will. So you will find there are platforms like Upwork, which has, since it's a freelancer platform, it does have a calculator, an hourly rate calculator, and it has a web design calculator. But again, it's a bit specific to the American, okay, not American, Western audiences from what we saw. It wasn't too accommodating, right? That's the closest competitor that we found. Other than that, the rest are just specific companies who are building these tools for their own clients. And then you'll find some that are specific to certain regions. So you'll find that there's one American one. HubSpot also has one for an hourly rate calculator, but it's not as detailed as ours. There's one called Virtual Headquarters. That one is American for sure, because there are parts where you have you add your salary, and then the taxes that you have to pay, but those are specific to America. So that's why, again, in the beginning, I said this is more for Africans. The way the approach we're taking, where we wanted to be flexible for Africans. So direct competitors, I wouldn't say we have. There are platforms that exist that you can use, but they won't be as tailored for you as what we have built.
Okay.
That's for you, Sandra.
Okay, what is the role of Texolutely with estimating projects? I think for now, Texolutely, our role is to promote the product Estimate as a tech PR company. In terms of estimating projects, we would use it if we want to also rate our work to our clients. And also, if you have a solution that you're developing and you also want us to help you in promoting that and also pricing it, we can also use Estimate as a tool. We can be able with negotiating a price for your clients. So we are also a customer of Estimate. However, we are also the tech PR for Estimate. Do you have any plans for making mobile apps, iOS and Android?
Not in the short term, no. It depends on how you, our users, receive Estimate as we build on the features that I spoke about earlier. So if we get enough interest from the market, then yes, it will be added to our pipeline of things to do.
Okay. Would you
Would you consider, yeah, adding a freelancer marketplace to accompany a project estimate? Not quite sure I get the question.
So I think if there are different freelancers who are doing a UX project, so to have that so that you can also compare your pricing based on other freelancers, or also maybe a business would want to see how many freelancers will be charging something. So maybe that is what I'm looking at as a freelancer marketplace.
I can't say it's something that we had considered, but now we might just look into it to see what that would look like. Can't promise that yet. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think will differentiate you from a competitor who has a similar product targeted to the African market? I think the question should be what will differentiate them, because we've already set a standard and we plan on growing. So I showed you a snippet of what we have planned. There is more which I haven't shared yet, which I will share soon. Not in this meeting anyways, but we do have a couple of more features which we believe will make us stand out. So for example, in the long term or in the medium term, even making it multilingual, because as you know, in Africa, not all countries are Anglophone forward, some are Francophone, so considering things like that. So we do feel like we'll still stand tall. And what differentiates us is we're doing this for free. I mean, we're giving it for free. So if our competitor comes, I don't know what's in it for them. We've already accounted for it and we're doing it for free, and it's not really affecting our spreadsheet in the negative. So I don't know if a competitor would come and they would have to have some monetization model of sorts. So we're yet to see, I guess. All right, one last question. I see we have one last question. I'll just take it.
We have one last question, and I just wanted to say we are going to also send you this form if you want to keep asking questions. But for the sake of time,
love the
that is
feedback.
the last one. Yeah, so this is the last one.
Good question. It's not a complicated tech stack. So we are very good WordPress developers, and it is built on a CMS, which is WordPress. And we plan on keeping it that way.
Okay.
I think I've answered all questions for now. As Sandra said, there's a form where you can give us feedback after this. All your questions or your suggestions, they're most welcome. This was just an MVP to hear how you guys feel about it, and then we can build from there.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. And you can scan one more time to start using Estimate using the QR code, or you can visit it on estimate.africa. And if you have any questions, you can email us at the email that is on the screen. And also there's that form where you can also add on your review and questions. You can, if you want to continue interacting with us. But other than that, Sandra from Texolutely and the Be Design Studio team, Wadzi, Brandon, and Tsitsi would want to thank you. Joined with also have Rodney from Texolutely. We want to thank you for having this, and we really appreciate. If you like something, please do not forget to tag us on your social media, whatever that you think. Don't be shy. Anything, we are ready for everything. That's why we put it out there to invite you so that your feedback would consider it. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great Wednesday afternoon.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.